Good evening, everyone. It is evening, it's 5 o'clock. Today, we have a nice big project. We're working on the 450. Why are we working on the 450? This is the reason. Few things. I had to put the new turbo in, and I did everything correctly. That's brand new right there, that little Ford Motor Co. Cost me a lot of money. But it's all put together 98% of the way there. I think I have some parts over here. This is the downpipe. Where's the 90? Because the 90 and that downpipe. Uh-oh, where's the 90? It should be right here. I know it's hard to tell with all my, there it is. See, it was organized, it was hidden. So, this is the exhaust part of the turbo. So imagine the turbo sitting right here. This is the exhaust part, this is where it clamps together. This then clamps to, oh Lord, that side. Now, I have the factory one still in my truck. These are actually my brother's from his. He bought all this and didn't install it, so I think I'm gonna install it because where this part attaches to this part, oh, something like that, I don't know. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Where that part attaches to this part, I don't have seated all the way, so it leaks exhaust, and you can smell it in the cab. My fiance hates it. I've kind of grown accustomed to it because I just am, but we're going on a 2.5 week trip, and we got to fix it. I have to fix it. I can't have that. So today we're doing that. Luckily, it's not going to be as big as a job as it was last time. Basically, all we're doing is this. We're taking out this pipe, the Y splitter, and then the exhaust at the bottom, and then we can access the rear parts. I'm going to put the new ones on because why not? Might as well. And we're also going to clean the interior of the truck, like deep clean, like about a whole big thing of cleaning. It's great. We're going to do fuel filters. This truck from the factory has 2. I installed the CP4 disaster prevention kit, so I have 3. I have the factory ones. I'm gonna go buy one of these tomorrow. That's the easiest one, so not a big deal. What else is that? Cleaning. Oh, and steering stabilizer. It's got some shimmy in the wheel. I bought a new one as well. I'm gonna throw that in there. So first things first, we need to take this all apart. Again, not gonna be that big a deal, just some clamps and whatnot, nothing crazy. But I do need to get that out. We got the exhaust piping off and the hot side of the turbo off. So clean. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's brand new, so it should be clean. But the last one was all crusty and not nice. So the next step is to take this piece off, and the hardest part is going to be the back side of it. It's got these. Where's my flashlight? There's 4 of those bolts on each one. These 4 are going to be pretty easy. You have to have one of these little things. If you don't, it's really not going to happen. And it's going to be pretty easy, but I remember last time that there was one that was starting to strip out. So hopefully we don't have many issues with that. And if I do find it, that will be the one that I touch. But once this is out, I have access to the back of what I need to do. And then I have to drop the exhaust. So hopefully not too much longer. Got all the bolts out. Now it's pretty simple. You just grab it and pull it. Oh, hold on. Grab it and you pull it out. That's in the way. You can tell I didn't try this before I started filming. You get the idea. I've determined you have to take off this other piece, because then you can just kind of, twist it down and around. I got it out, and you can see what I mean by exhaust leak. This was never black before, so something in there is not tight all the way. I believe it's the exhaust, but I am surprised this is more black than this side, because the exhaust is on, as it sits in there, the exhaust is on this side, so I expected this to be more black, but this is, so I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna go and tighten everything back there, because once I put this all back, I am never going back to that part of the truck again. We do have this one right here is completely loose. I don't think I actually ever tightened it, as you can tell. So that's part of the problem. And then down here, that's the part where it's not seated 100% of the way. So we're gonna try to hand loosen that bolt and re-shimmy it back on there. You know, as I was thinking, I'm like, oh, we might put the new parts on. Yeah, we're not putting the new parts on. These work fine. So we're just gonna get these to fit. Got everything tight back there, and then the nut that holds this to this I got loosened up. So next step is to take out the exhaust. Once the exhaust is out, I can finagle that final downpipe and hopefully slide it right on in. Oh shit. I gotta take that tire off. Yeah, to access what I need to access, it's easiest right through here. So I gotta take this tire off and take this wheel well out. Wonderful. These things are so light compared to my old tires. And that's, gotta love aluminum. All right, back to work. The exhaust is out, so now the next step, loosen up these two bolts right there, and then I can shove it up there. Yeah, see how it's all black up there? So that's where the leak was coming from, which I knew about. So just gotta shove that in there some more and call it good. My brother came and helped, which was a big help. I would not have done it without him. Luckily, he had bought the new downpiping before for his truck, but he never installed it, so I acquired it for my truck. This was the old one. So this would be the backside of the turbo. It makes that 90. That's lithium grease. And it has this bracket to pull it in place. I lost the bolt for the bracket a while ago, so that was the factory one. And these things were heavy. The issue is it was not sitting properly in here. If we look at it, it would sit like so. This is how we were looking at it. This was that bracket that wasn't sitting, and it was sitting like this. I was not getting it able to seat all the way in, and honestly, I don't think I ever would because there's this lip right here. So it has to kind of go, let me see if I can do this. Basically, that was never going to go back on there all the way. I'd have to unscrew this all the way and pry this open because there's this lip right here that it goes over. New one just slid right in. So if you ever have to replace a turbo and you're not pulling the cab of the truck, buy aftermarket stuff if your truck's related. If it's not, gotta be with you. I'm gonna put that part back on and then put the engine back together, put the exhaust back together. Maybe leave it off for a day because it's kind of fun. No, I'll have to put it back on because I want to make sure it fixed itself. It did, but that was easy. All right, I'm gonna put that back on. Put the truck back together. We have the engine put back enough for tonight. The reason I'm stopping is I was looking at this one and there is a hole in it. And I really can't tell where it came from because it just sits right in here. So I don't know if it rubbed up against this or what the issue is. So can't have that. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna throw that JB weld for metal on there. I don't think I have any, so I'll have to go pick some up, and I'll have to do that tomorrow morning. So for tonight, the rest, all we have left to do is put the exhaust back on. And then, depending how I feel, run some more lights. This is full of rock lights, and then I got all these lights from my buddy Dave's machine that I took off him. So I'm thinking I want some more light on the front of it, especially at night when we're going through Indiana and whatnot, because it's pitch black out by my buddy Dave's place. And my lights are kind of jacked up. The high beams actually face lower than my normal lights. So I got to figure out a way to do that. Now, the only issue is I already have switch 1 and 2 coming. Oh, you know what? I never checked that. Did they put... They did not. Okay. So what I was saying was switch 1 and 2, I had to run it all the way back to a 4-flat here to hook up to my trailer to run external lights on that. But now, since I got in an accident, that's not there. So switch 1 and 2 are now available. I'll probably put it on switch 1, and I'll still leave switch 2 to run all the way back there for power, but I don't even know how I'm gonna read. That's a problem for later, Dylan. Dylan now wants light. So I'll probably do switch, but I also have rock lights. Do I rock light? Do I rock light the truck? Let me look at what I have and we'll figure out what we're gonna do. Okay, I decided, you know what? I bought all this stuff, let's use it. These are, like I said, are from Days. We have the amber, one of these, but then we have one of these, 2 of these actually. It's a combination of flood and FAR. I just don't have any mounts for it. These mounts might work. I might be able to adapt these mounts to these somehow because it does have these nuts in here. So I'm definitely gonna put these on. So we have 2 for each wheel well. We have pre-made wiring harnesses, so I thought ahead on that. The idea with this is I'll probably do switch 1 for all the front. I do want lights in the rear, but I don't really have another switch to run on because I'm kind of around of auxiliary switches. Anyway, so I'm thinking put this one here, one there, and then do one of the fog lights maybe here, and then do the amber one, you know, here kind of facing out towards the ditch. I don't know. We're going to play with it. We're going to figure it out. What I should actually do is put the truck back together. Or not the truck, put the exhaust back together. So exhaust, and then I want to start putting on fun lights and put the tire back. So I tested all the lights and they all work, which is wonderful. I'm doing 3 each this time. Apparently I was feeling overzealous. Normally I only do 2, but we're doing 3 now, so that's going to be fun. Also, I figured out what we're going to do is hook up to the same switch, aux 3, that runs my watermelon light. Reason being, I'm going to have the watermelon light and the rock lights on at the exact same time, so there's no point of losing a switch. So the power's already run there, which is in the center of the truck, right there, which is super easy now. What else? Right, so how I'm going to do is I'm going to do the 2 long bars, one here, one there, and then I'm going to do the amber ones because, I don't know, I think it'd be cool. Something like this, or mounted like this to the ground a little bit, something there. The only reason I'm not doing that right now is These mounts are too big, so I'm gonna head to Charter Supply tomorrow in the morning and get bigger mounts. But for tonight, I'm gonna get the rock lights installed, powered up, oil, fuel filter change, front steering stabilizer, and then tomorrow we'll do a Charter Supply run to get the rest of the stuff that I need. So this is the idea we're going with. Normally I would just kind of do like one here and one here, but since we have three, we'll do one dead center, one in the front, one in the rear. The reason I put it here instead of farther back is there's a big lip right here. So as you put it up there, you wouldn't get any light this way. So it's kind of a catch-22. You won't get a lot of light in this area. It'll be more kind of thrown out, which I'm fine with. But yeah, it's working really good. Basically, I just throw self-tappers in it and call it good. I used to glue them. Actually, we'll head to the front of the truck where I still have my old rock lights. And as you can see, I glued them. So now I'm gonna have to actually figure out a way to get. I guess it wasn't. I was gonna say I'll have to figure out a way to get rid of them, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna leave them there and just gonna put one there. There and here somewhere. These are going to be a little more complicated because it's not as flat, but we'll make it work. We now have all the rock lights installed. 3 per each bay. 1, 2, 3, all the way around. Now, luckily, I forgot I bought this bag, but it's all wire extensions because these use some proprietary software. It's late. Some proprietary wire, so you can't just run normal stuff to it. So as long as you have it, it actually works pretty good. But if you don't have it, it's a pain. But luckily I do. So next step is run the wires. Actually, next step, figure out where I want to mount that under the truck. Then run all the wires to it, hook it up, and get a fuse. I blew the fuse out already on it. I was trying to bypass the switch, so I just connected 2 wires together. It was the wrong 2 wires, so we're just going to do what I always do, which is just turn the switch on, wrap it up, and leave it that way. So, zip test. We have 75% of all the wires hooked up. So what I ended up doing was zip tying it to the side and then just started running all the wires. If you do end up buying the, what are these things called? Mic tuning. If you buy these, the C2s, one thing I didn't know, if the wire tie around the wires is black, it's long. If it's white, it's short. It'll help kind of plan things out. I didn't know that, so I have like, let me see, this is white, so that was a short one. These 2 were long, so I had to use an extension from there to there. Again, a hair extension is not a big deal, but if you do it in the future, something to think about. Everything's hooked up except for the front driver's side. It's only 11, and normally I'm doing this up like 2 or 3 in the morning. But I'm also normally under a time crunch when that happens. I'm not under a time crunch. I have like actually days to do all this work to this truck and clean it and pack and everything. So I'm gonna take my time. I'm not gonna overwork. Not that this is work, this is fun. But anyway, how did I run this? Everything from there, I ran up and over through a cross member, and then it comes down through here and hooks up here, just runs straight over. The front's real simple. This one is just gonna go from here back over the spring, down, straight back, and I'll just zip tie to the frame. And then I haven't figured out yet how the front driver's side axle is gonna go, but lights, but same as the other side. Front 2 over the leaf spring, this one straight down there, and then I'll most likely just run it across the axle, and then where I have my my light mounted, the orange one, that one right there, I'll just run it over that cross member to the other side and hook it up. So all in all, out of all the rock lights I've done, this has been the most painless that I've ever done. It's probably also the 9th time I've done it, so I'm getting pretty good at it. I'm kind of getting better at how to run everything. So plan for tomorrow. Figure out a smaller size for this, figure out amounts for the other lights, And then wire up the front lights. JB weld for this. Fuel filters. It's Sunday, so they're not going to have that fuel filter. I'll get that on Monday. And then I also have to do the steering stabilizer. So lots to do, but that'll be tomorrow's problem. Good morning. We're back in the shop. What's happened so far? There was a market this morning. I didn't know, so I went and helped set that up. We went to a Tractor Supply to get my supplies. They didn't have it. We went to another warehouse, Tractor Supply. They didn't have my supplies. So we ended up where I should have went first spot. Hobo Freight. The main reason I didn't go there originally was it was just a farther drive, but by the time I was at my second Tractor Supply, I was like 5 minutes from Hobo, so we just went there. What we got was this. We got some Gorilla Strong for the few spots. That was the actual hole. Those were two just more wear spots. I just wanted to put that on. The reason we went with this over JB Weld, JB Weld is up to 120 degrees. This right here, 300. And it is going to be in the engine bay. So, what did I do? I touched my truck and the light turned on. So that's why I went with that. We also got some zip ties, some electrical tape, and then these to mount the brackets there. So, what am I going to do next? Fuses. That's what I forgot. I forgot fuses. Damn it. All right, well, I'm going to finish running the rock lights, wiring. I still have to run that front wheel over, so I'm going to get that finished up, get all the wires put away, and then go get a fuse for that. I could technically just cut it and bypass that fuse, because I'm going to have a fuse for the outfitter switch. I don't know. We'll figure that out. We have it all hooked up. So now comes the moment of truth. The switch is on. We're going to grab my truck keys. We're not going to turn the truck on, but we are going to power it because I don't have any piping in. And hopefully we have rock lights. I believe it's switch number 3. Oh, look at that, look at that. 1, 2, and let me do this. Got some big tires. We have rock lights. They never throw enough light far enough, as I think, as they should at least. And the amber kind of matches the other amber, which is awesome. So we'll run it on amber. What I always do is do an amber setting, then I do a flashing between white, blue, and amber. Because in Texas, we're allowed to do that. That's my work lights. So then if I'm on the side of the road, I throw those flashes on, that, and all my other stuff on. So nice and lit up. But yeah, wonderful. They all work. So next step is I get to all this spaghetti shove up in there somewhere. So, all right, let's get back to it. All the wires are nice and tucked up, except for that one. These two, what I did the exact same on the other side. I just ran it over, and then all the wires are put away, nice and tucked up. The front, this one's kind of hard to get tucked up, but standing up here, you're not going to notice it. And there's a whole big, you can see how many zip ties I ended up using. You can see there's a whole big spaghetti loom underneath there, all the way down. But you know what? From back here, it looks good. This is what they call a 50-50 truck. Looks good from 50 feet away or 50 miles an hour. It's a work truck. That's about the best I can hope for it. Next step is going to be figuring out all the light situation for the front. Not my dog, those lights right there. We're gonna figure out if we can get those come out to the front, mount the ambers to the sides, and then the fun part, figuring out how to run that wire. Most likely what I'll end up doing is, because my upfitter switch cables on the inside are right here, and I already have one going all the way to the back. I'm gonna find the number 1 because I have this routed off the same as that one, so that's number 3. I'm gonna get number 1, route it somewhere through here, have it poke out, and then have it hook up to the one light here, run, I don't know, maybe back up underneath. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to play with it. I may have to have a wire running along the inside towards the bottom. Not the biggest deal in the world, but we'll see what we can do. We've made progress. We have these mounts. We've made progress. We have the amber ones on the sides mounted. I was initially going to have them kind of poking out a little farther, but I like how they're kind of set in like this. That's kind of just eyeballed where I want to go. So we have one there, one here to kind of shoot in the ditches area. And then we have these two, not my favorite mounting style. They poke out really far. Kind of wish they were a little more flush, but I'll get used to it. They throw a lot of light, which is what I need. So what we're going to do now is wiring wise, both of these are on the same side. So at first I thought that was bad. I was going to run one there, and do it underneath. But the plan is this. I'm going to hook up this wire here, run it down over behind, then hook that in parallel or in sync. Either hook that one into the same wire, hook that into the same wire, and hook it into this wire, and then have one wire running in. So that way I only have to run wire underneath on the one side, and basically I'm going to do what I did with the other wires down there. We have those solder and shrink wrap ones. Those work great. You basically get 2 of the wires, hand twist them together, put on one side, put the 3rd wire on the other side, solder and shrink it, and then move on from there. So should work pretty good. I'm going to start wiring it up now. We have everything wired up except for this last one. We have the one wire coming all the way through. We have these 2 wired up to this one. I actually still have to connect this to this wire and then this wire to this one. But we have found the upfitter switch. So this is upfitter switch number 2. I did have it wire tied going down there, but like I said, I'm not going to use that anymore for the trailers. I'll be upfitter switch 1. So instead of running it down and around, there is this little lip right here. Plan is to take this wire, hook up to that one, run it through here, and then I can hook up the ground to right there, that to power, and then we have lights. So I'm gonna do that real quick and see how it goes. Moment of truth. I believe it's number 2. Indeed it is. That's awesome. Yeah, that's perfect. I got these thrown in the ditches. I still got these on. Now we can see what we're working with. That one might be a little low. I don't know. Yeah, it's really low. I'll have time to play with it when I get off on the road, but it's going to be so nice. Oh, you have no idea. Because, like I said, I don't really have high beams on this truck. They actually go lower than my low beams. So these are now my high beams. And it looks pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. All right, wonderful. I'm so glad all that works. Especially with all the driving I'll be doing coming up for Oklahoma, Indiana, Arkansas, so middle of nowhere. Off. Next step, I'm gonna do the steering stabilizer, and then after that, I think I'll probably be done for today. And then tomorrow I'll do all the cleanup and the fuel filters and all that. Oh, this is setting up very nicely. I think we're actually gonna put this back in. So I'm gonna put this back in, do the steering dampener, and then take this for a drive, make sure it's all working, and then I think I'll start actually cleaning up the interior because that needs to be done desperately. Some time has passed and this is what's happened. I got the new steering stabilizer in. Whoever the previous mechanic was, screw him. He put about a bottle of red Loctite. It was a pain to get that bolt in, but it's in. We went and tested out the lights. They work really, really good. I'll show it later. Not now because the cats are in the shop and if I open that big door, they run out. So I have to clean up this kind of ring of mess right here. And then the next step, which I'm really, really dreading, is I have to clean the truck. Mechanical stuff, I'll do all the time. No problem. None at all. Cleaning, that's where you lose me real quickly. I like being clean. I just don't like deep cleaning stuff. So it's going to suck. But it has to be done. So let's get it done. Hey. All finished up for tonight. It's clean enough. I got one of those brush things. Where is it? Oh, one of these things. It goes on a drill. Works wonders. But clean enough for tonight. Next step is to pressure wash the truck, but I have to go pick up equipment first. So I'm gonna go do that in the morning. My dogs are barking. I'm tired. Good night. Good evening, everyone. It's the next day. Everything's done with the truck. It is ready to go. We just washed it. Only thing left to do actually is clean out the bed because we are going to cities and people in cities like to rob things. I don't want to get robbed. I don't want to kill anyone. So yeah, we're done except for that little spot. I was coming back tomorrow. All we're doing tomorrow is I'm gonna pack and that's it. So we are ready for the trip. The 450 is ready. You know what? Let me show you all the lights on the truck. Beautiful. All the lights are on. I have the amber, or the rock lights matched with the amber, which I'm quite glad how close the color is to that. Just looks great. We didn't do too much on the rear end of the truck. But the front, this is just the lights I added, not including the actual driving lights or the actual headlights. It just looks, you can't see. I don't know what that was. Something dragging. You can see all the lights. It just works. Oh, it works so good. I think I'm gonna have to adjust this one a little bit. It's too far down, so go that way and up. But I'm gonna do that when Ella's here, so I can actually be in the truck and do it, and not just kind of get out and gas and get out and gas and get out and gas. But this is the most I've ever prepared for a trip, and I'm happy I did. So if you'd like to follow along, we will be doing a 2-week trip. I hear a noise. We're going to be going to Dallas for Christmas Eve, Oklahoma to see family on Christmas. Then we're headed to Indiana for today's for New Year's. Then we're headed to Jake's in Illinois. Then we're headed to Chicago. Then we're headed to Milwaukee in Wisconsin. And then we're headed back. So very packed 2 days. 2 days. Wow. No. Very packed 2 weeks. It's going to be a nice time off. It's going to be good. It's well deserved. So yeah, we're going to film it. And if you want to follow along, please do.